Imagine that tomorrow you wake up and the fear is gone. All of it. The knot before you speak, the drop when the phone rings at 3 a.m., the cold hand on your chest in a dark parking lot. Gone. You would feel, for the first time in your life, completely safe. And that feeling would be the most dangerous thing that ever happened to you. Because fear was never your enemy. Fear is the reason you're still alive. Let me tell you about a woman who actually lives this way. Scientists call her SM. They protect her real name because of what you're about to learn. She is, as far as we know, one of the only people on Earth who cannot feel afraid. Not nervous, not startled, afraid. The emotion simply isn't there. And her life is the closest thing we have to an answer. It started with a rare illness in childhood, a disease with a long name that does one very specific thing. Slowly, quietly, it turned a small part of her brain to stone. Two almond-shaped clusters, one on each side, deep behind the eyes, the amygdala. For most of us, this is the alarm. It sees the shape in the grass before you know it's a snake. It slams the brakes before you've decided to stop. It works faster than thought, in the dark, without asking permission. Hers went silent. And by the time she was grown, the alarm had been switched off for good. So researchers did something that sounds almost cruel. They tried to scare her. They took her to a pet store and handed her snakes. She didn't recoil. She leaned in. She started asking to hold the most dangerous ones, again and again. They had to stop her. They took her through one of the most famous haunted houses in America, an old abandoned sanatorium, in the dark, with actors trained to make people scream. She led the group. When something lunged out of the black at her, she didn't jump back. She reached out to touch it. She was laughing. They showed her the kinds of films that give the rest of us nightmares. Nothing. Not a flicker. She watched them the way you'd watch the weather. And here is where the story turns. Because a life without fear is not the superhero movie you're imagining. Ask her about the worst things that have happened to her, and the list is long. Held up at knife point, held at gunpoint, attacked more than once, nearly killed. And through all of it, the same strange calm. No racing heart, no panic, no voice screaming run. One night, a man pulled her toward him with a blade and told her he was going to kill her. She later said she just felt nothing. She didn't beg, she didn't freeze, she didn't run. She simply walked away when she could. Now think about what that really means. Fear is what makes you cross the street away from the wrong figure. Fear is what makes you leave the party that feels off. Fear is the quiet voice that says, "Not this one, not tonight, not here." She doesn't have that voice. So she walks straight toward the things the rest of us instinctively avoid. And danger, over a lifetime, adds up. Scientists noticed something heartbreaking in her records. She kept ending up in harm's way. Not because she was reckless in her heart, but because the part of her that should have learned to be careful was gone. She could not learn to be afraid of the things that hurt her. even after they hurt her. But the researchers weren't finished. They had proven she couldn't be scared by snakes or knives or the dark. So they asked a stranger question. Was there anything left in the world that could frighten this woman? And they found one. They had her breathe in air with extra carbon dioxide. It's harmless, but it tricks the body into thinking it's suffocating. For most people, it's uncomfortable. For her, it was something else entirely. Within seconds, the calm shattered. She clawed for the mask. She cried for help. For the first time in her adult life, this woman felt terror. The one thing that could reach her wasn't out in the world. It was inside her own body, telling her she couldn't breathe, which means fear was never really about the monster in front of you. It's older than that, deeper. It lives below the part of you that thinks. It's the machinery that kept your ancestors alive long enough to become you. Every one of them, going back and back, was afraid at the right moment. The ones who weren't didn't leave descendants. You are the end of an unbroken line of people who ran when they should have run. The fear you hate is an inheritance, a gift, written in the oldest part of your brain. So imagine, again, that tomorrow, the fear is gone. For a day, it would feel like freedom. You'd say the thing. Take the risk. Walk into the dark without flinching. But the voice that once whispered, "Be careful," would be silent too. And you would walk, calm and smiling, toward the exact things it was trying to save you from. The woman with no fear taught us something we didn't expect. Fear isn't the thing holding you back. It's the thing that's been holding you together. Feel it next time it comes. That's just millions of years quietly trying to keep you alive.